because a lot of artists have talent. They wanna like get in the game, but they haven't even explored the whole narrative question.
Yeah.
So for a new artist, where do they start in terms of like figuring out, okay, what's their story, what's their narrative, and then they just want to do music. They haven't even thought about that. Where do they start in terms of narrative?
Well, see, I have a problem with that, right? So, and the problem is like, obviously, you like to do music or you care to do music, but if you're doing something and you don't know why, that's a problem, right? That means you're aimlessly just occupying space and occupying time. And as people specifically that are selling things like music or clothing or whatever it is that you're selling, right? In order for you to connect with a fan in a meaningful connection, right, you have to share some sort of reason to exist, right? Like, there's a reason why, when Apple releases their next iPhone, there's a line around the block as versus the how many amount of Samsung phones that drop every other day, right? It's because the chairman, Steve Jobs, when he was building this company, he literally made sure that his fans or people that were consuming his product understood why he existed. So as an artist, I always say, look at yourself as a brand and peel the layers back that way. So if you don't know what it is your narrative is or why you need to exist, stop doing music for a little bit. Go back to your 12-year-old self. And I always say your 12-year-old self, even your 10-year-old self is super unbiased, right?
That's right.
Super unbiased. So it's not about the money. It's not about a means to exist. It's not about, clout or whatever it is that you're in it for. It's really about your love for something and your passion. And those questions will be answered. And remember why it is that you want to do the reason you do what you're trying to do. And find out what that is by really just taking time to understand yourself and understand your purpose. Because other than that, you're just making music, right? Like, we can take artists like, a Bob Dylan or artists like a Kanye West or artists like, Drake or, whoever it is. Like when you take, these supernovas, Michael Jackson, Prince, they all have a clear through line, which is they all had a reason.
Yeah.
The music was important, but they all had a reason and they knew their brands.